he was like almost looked unbeatable for time. Like he was looking almost like Ken-esque, I want to say it.
That was legit, man. That was legit.
It looked like he was gonna kind of like go through this like reign of terror where he's like winning for like 3 years or 4 years.
And people said he couldn't do it with Falco. Where you at?
For a while it did look like that, but I mean eventually it's just how things work. Like people catch up, people get better, people fall off. Somebody's gonna be there to replace your spot. Like as long as people are hungry enough for it.
I think one of the biggest things for this game is upsets and regional or international rivalries. You know, Armada is probably one of the best things that's ever happened for this game. You know, that man coming in with a character that no one thought could win anything, Peach, right? He whooped all of our butts at Genesis, and so everyone, and he did it at the first Genesis. He almost won the first Genesis, so everyone said, oh wow, this guy.
He's a beast. I really think he's the favorite to win this tournament. If you were to ask me.
I agree. I'm rooting for Mango.
I'm rooting for Mango as well. He's my boy. I got his back. But based on what I've seen, it just seems like Armada's just taking off, looking like ridiculously better than everybody right now.
No one would question Mango being the best of all time if he had clear-cut victories over Armada. The Genesis ones were what Mango said mattered. It's 1-1 at Genesis. But they really didn't get to face off at other tournaments because there was Mango getting third at a tournament after Armada beat him, and then they just didn't see each other at all at Apex 2013. If Mango put in that effort, that time, that work, there is no question about him being the best the game has ever seen. But because he hasn't put his all in when his back was against the wall, when the one person that really threatened his title, I think there would be a lot less chatter about that. But since he didn't put in the effort, he didn't try, it's always going to be that question. There was a Facebook poll first on EVO's Facebook saying, what games do you want to see at EVO? This is a list. Let's add one more, just to see. And the Smash community came out in full force saying, we want this spot. This spot was ours once before. We want to take it back one more time at the very least. And there were some issues. A lot of people were like, the Smash community can't be that well represented. These had to be bots. Someone is like nuking Facebook to give them like 800 more votes. So the EVO staff was like, okay, let's do this the fair way. If your game got over 500 votes, you're in the running. We're gonna do a fundraiser. Whatever game makes the most money, we're gonna fight breast cancer, you get that 8th spot.
Bro, I'm sweating over here, man. I don't know if I can deal it.
It came down to Smash and Skullgirls, bit by bit by bit.
This race is so close.
We'd do an event on stream, and the next night they would have something. And then we'd have something, and then they'd have something.
Like $50,000 and we're not done. Like that's amazing to me, and it's cool as going to breast cancer.
Let me just ask for a tiny, tiny bit more support. We haven't even dropped the spirit bomb. That's true there. As one, throw our hands up in unison, shit we can do is crazy.
Smash was able to pull it out, but I have to definitely show a lot of respect to Mike Z and the entire Skullgirl staff. It kind of was all surreal until Mr. Wizard pops in and says, "Do you know where we can buy some GameCubes and CRTs because none of our games use them?"
MLG Anaheim was probably one of the only examples where people would cheer on Ken when he was still playing and when he was still active, because it was his home turf. I feel like people ostracized him, and I'm not sure if that contributed to his retirement, but like whenever he looks back at Smash and he talks to me on a personal level, he always says chaotic. Like, the Smashing was good for me, but like I don't know if I could deal with all the trash talk and all the Smashers anymore, treating me like that anymore. And I said to him, like, maybe if you turn up now, like, they're always begging for you to come back, like, they miss you, you know, you should really just come back and represent yourself. It doesn't matter if you're good or bad anymore. It's nice to see a familiar face, sticking to his guns and like playing the game that we all love, and we love to see him perform and do his Ken combos, you know.
Ken, you here, dude?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Oh my god, it's the voice that we all know and love.
Eva was kind of weird getting back to it and thinking, how far we've come since then. Look at the top three then. Ken was in first, Hugs in second, and some tough player named Mango got third. Who would have thought that this many years later we'd be on that main stage? It's magical. Vegas is going to be fun.
Mango still considered best player in the United States right now.
This is a tournament everyone wanted to see. It's like Virgil with swords. Wow, perfect spacing.
He's got his hit and he can't make it back. Best players are in the U.S. This is the strongest country. That's why Armada winning was such a big deal. And then a torn.
Nice moonwalk. He's just trying to show off.
You can hear the USA chants in the background. Mango opting for the USA name tag. Oh, here we go, up air!
Oh, he's definitely loving it right now. He's been waiting months for this, probably years. Mango yelling at the crowd saying, "I've got your back, I'm sending Armada home." Well, this is trouble now, he's not touch chase. Armada known for being one of the very good pitches with a combo game.
Wake up attack.
Oh, and a stitch. This is vintage Armada. Oh, this is trouble.
Now is he going to go for a low percentage kill? No, can't keep him out there. And the minute of it!
He's knocked him out. He's taking his shirt off. Searching the crowd. Melee Army's very own Mango saying, "I've waited so long for this one." This is one of the most storied rivalries in this game. These two have had tons of bad blood. So close.
Pixels away from that blast zone.
Bucks needs a miracle right now. Oh, he read that roll! He read that roll! Reminiscent of Genesis. He knew it was happening. He knew it was coming.
This is 3 out of 5 at Grand Finals. Oh, nice down A to save himself just from that one situation. But still, there it is! And there it is! The up smash and wobbles is going to go down. 3-1 Mango has come all the way back.
From loser's bracket.
For all the people that, they fiend over getting into the NBA or the NFL and this and that, There are people who don't have that athleticism or just don't find the same kind of pleasure in it. They prefer to use their minds on something else. For those kinds of people, this would have been great, to aspire to be a cyber athlete and then play for money to be there. And I would have loved that opportunity. I would have done it. I would have dropped everything. I would have done it. People like Wife, people like me, people like Chillin', there were a lot of people heavily invested in the game and trying to make it the next big thing. JV3, M3D, these were people that cared about the game. They wanted it to be something bigger. These people have the same competitive nature that any other athlete does. It's just we don't have the means to nurture that and to make something of it. And it sucks. And I hope it changes at some point in the future, and not in a bullshit way, like they're trying to do with some of these games, where they're just commercializing it and exploiting these people that are legitimate mental athletes and exploiting them because they don't feel that the public will accept them as athletes. Hopefully that changes, and you know, by some dumb luck, hopefully Melee is a part of it. We'll see.
A lot of people want, you know, Nintendo to acknowledge our existence. If they pumped some money into our competitive scene, it would be fantastic, a lot of people feel like. I certainly feel that way as well, but, you know, in that same sense, we're kind of weird as a game. We took Smash, this party game, and we made it our own. I think we are kind of maniacs in that sense. We have this sort of fervor for the game. We go from event to event. These are our churches, basically. You know, there's no praying, except if, you know, you hope your DI's on point. Nintendo won't give us support. We'll put in the legwork. We can do it ourselves. We're still playing this game 12 years after its release. There's another game in between there. That game we weren't happy with. So some people in that community said, why not mod it to make it more like the game we love so much? I think all that does kind of borders on lunacy, but I think, you know, in this case, our love for the game being described as maniacs, not a bad thing at all. I take it as a compliment.
You want me to wrap up Smash, like, as a whole?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
You want me to wrap up all of Smash? It means so much to me. And I really do think it was important. I really do think it was important, but you're asking me why? Well, it was a chance for us to be somebody. It was a chance for all of us to be somebody. And that was a big deal.
Most of my conscious life, I've been playing Smash. Like, it's this cliche statement, but it's more than a game. Like, it's, you know, it's literally part of my life. Most of my close friends, most of my best friends I've made through Smash. It also just shows, like, I feel like the reason I get along so well with Smashers is it shows their excellent judgment that they chose to play this amazing game. So, I mean, there's partly that, but, you know, it's just, it brings people together that otherwise would not have been brought together. Like, I was saying earlier about, you know, how we met DA and everything, like, there's no reason for me as like a 13-year-old high school kid to be hanging out with like these 20-year-olds Bronx people, but you know, it happened and it was awesome and we actually got along and laughed with each other and stuff, you know. I really like the fact that it brings together people from every walk of life, really, you know, except girls, but you know, we'll work on that too.
We understand that the small details, the small intimate interactions we have in these very small meetups and small Smash Fest and tournaments make a really big impact, a really big deal on how we can communicate or how we can bond outside of that context. It's not about the Smash. Wobble said this to me a few days ago. He said, Smash Brothers is like an art form. It actually isn't about being the best. It isn't about winning. It isn't about learning matchups or competing in tournaments. It's about turning up at a venue with a game you all love and care about and playing it really cool. Just making it an art form. Just perform kick-ass awesome shit, do awesome combos, invent stuff, be creative. Yeah, and I think that's why we cheer and we rave. That's why we bond. That's why we make friendships. That's why we hang out in hotel rooms and lobbies at 4 a.m. drinking and talking about God knows what. It's not because we play Smash Brothers. It's actually because we're just friends.
We're going to come back from a jumping jab. Mewtwo King takes it with a thumb out of the tournament. 2 sets. He's done it twice today. The King Mango Nation in ruins because Mewtwo King, the Mega Bus, and the Fire Nation attacked.
He rolled in on the Mango Bus and just took over the Mango Nation.
It's a beautiful game. I see it as a symphony. It's a piece of artwork. It's perfect. It is a perfect game, and playing that and learning it and expressing myself through the game was always the most important thing.
Smash is jazz. Everything else is classical music. You can have the sheet music in front of you, and it's all about your execution, because you know what sounds are going to come out. Jazz, you have to play some improv in there. You know those scales. You know what notes you want to hit. Can you hit them on time? And if not, what can you do with it?
Here I am, like 6 years later, and Smash is still a big part of my life, so I'm in no rush, really. You know, whatever comes along, it might take Smash's place, but like, even if it does, like, there's always gonna be a small part of me that's always gonna, you know, yo, Tom, let's go in the basement. Let me expose that Falco real quick, you know, play a couple matches before we go out to a bar or something. Like, I know it's gonna be like that, and I hope I play when I'm older, because I definitely want to, like,
I definitely want to just be old playing Melee. Like, that's just a funny image. Like 35, like playing like this really technical fox, like this 35-year-old guy. Like, I just think that's hilarious.
Hell yeah, man.
Just like these like 18-year-old kids at tournament, I'm just whooping them. Still got it.
Will not still play the game if it wasn't for the community. It's like in the beginning when I started playing, it was more like, yeah, I'm playing Melee. Now it's like at least half of the party is like, yeah, getting to more people and see old friends and stuff like that.
At MCO, which is the Orlando airport, there were 2 girls holding up signs, one that said wife, one that said husband, to welcome us to Orlando. This was for MLG Orlando, and we got to keep the signs. These were our first and only groupies we had, but it was great. We went to Disney World together later that weekend.
Like, shout outs to Smash community, we all kind of take care of each other, you know, when someone goes somewhere. But you know, if I was in California, a couple people would house me, and then like, you know, someone would be going up north for like school and they'd drive me up there, and then I'd hang out with other people. So it was just cool how it worked out. It was just kind of like, you know, a little tour of like the United States, but not from like, you know, a tourist perspective, but you get like the actual real stuff from like the people who live in the towns, and you know, you get to see all the local spots and stuff like that. And then, honestly, like, I almost feel like that's more important to me than all the money and like the first place titles and championships or whatever you want to call it. Like, at the end of the day, like, everything I learned and experienced and met, like, that's the only thing that matters. Like, the money's gone now, you know, the check sits on the wall, it doesn't do anything. But like, the experiences and the friends I made, they're still, you know, affecting me to this day.
It's a cool game. I just want to play.
Armada is hungry. He's constantly striving. He's wearing those short shorts. He's just got out of that concentration camp, and he's at the buffet. Like, that's how hungry he is.